Friday's Economic Roundup with Ken Schortgen of thedailyeconomist.com.
Welcome back to the Angel Clark Show. It's Friday. That means it is Economic Roundup Day. I have on the line with me Ken Schortgen. Ken is the National Finance Examiner for Examiner.com. He has the website, thedailyeconomist.com, and he joins us once a week to talk all things economics. So, Ken, I would like to thank you for joining us this evening, and I now get to ask my favorite question of the week. What's going down in Economic Groovetown, dude, man?
Open sesame. It's the Alibaba Roadshow.
Oh, yeah, you know, I've seen all these stories about Alibaba today, and I had totally forgotten what that company was.
Yeah, Alibaba is an interesting company. We'll get a little bit of the history of the company and the man in just a few moments. But the IPO, and of course, everybody's loving the IPOs because this is one of the first companies that actually has revenues. You know, Facebook had this massive IPO, no revenue. Twitter, no revenue.
So Alibaba, all these companies had these really high valuations, and yet they had no profit.
That is correct. But Alibaba is the Chinese version of Amazon.com.
Oh.
It's an internet sales hub. Now, what's the big difference?
I didn't know they were
Amazon?
Chinese. That's a strange name for a Chinese company.
Well, you know, once you find out about the individual who started it, you'll see possibly why he grabbed this name.
Okay.
But when the IPO first opened, where the venture capitalists got the first buy-in, the price was about $68 per share. That was what the IPO opened at.
Okay.
Now, when it opened, he suddenly became the 16th largest company on the U.S. stock exchange.
Oh, wow.
He was bigger than Walt Disney, Citigroup, Amazon, PepsiCo, Philip Morris, Qualcomm, Home Depot, the whole
On day one.
On day one, before it even began trading on the New York Stock Exchange, the market cap for Alibaba, once the IPO opened, was $168 billion.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, today was the first day of trading. And instantly, it opened on the New York Stock Exchange at $92.90.
Oh,
up
wow.
$28 from the IPO day.
Wow.
Now, it got as high as 101, and then it closed around $93 a share.
That is a nice jump.
Oh, yeah, it is. But here's the thing. At $93 a share, the market cap jumps from $158 billion to $228 billion.
Oh, wow.
He is now above Procter & Gamble, Verizon, Facebook, IBM, JP Morgan, and Coca-Cola.
All right. Good for him.
2, 4, 6. There's only 10 companies on the New York Stock Exchange that are bigger valuations than Alibaba.
Wow.
Chevron, Walmart, GE, Johnson & Johnson, Berkshire Hathaway, Google, Exxon, and of course Apple, which is by far the biggest company.
That's amazing, though. That is amazing.
Oh, it is. And now let's see how this company got started. The CEO is a little diminutive Chinese man named Jack Ma, M.A. And in 1995, he was a English teacher who came and visited the United States for the first time. And he saw around and he was learning about the American way of business. And he started a little company, didn't know anything about the internet. And the internet was maybe only, 5, 6, 7 years old, when it was really starting to pick up. And eventually, Jack Ma started building the company, building it up. He is a big believer in the community of his employees. Each year, any of his employees who want to get married, he tries to get them all to delay their marriages until a specific religious holiday, and then he puts on this big shebang, this big one day and everybody gets married who wants to that year.
Really? So he has like a multiple weddings that happen on the same day, and he just throws a huge party for it?
Exactly. Here's a quote from slate or 2 years ago when they were talking about Ma. He's a captivating speaker who could make his big dreams infectious. Even as the team began to grow, the creator in the early days said it was more like a close-knit family than a corporate conglomerate. He motivates the team by creating an ethos of being a scrappy little company that's ready to take on the giants.
I say that he definitely took on the giants.
By the way, he never finished college.
Good for him.
So here's somebody who never finished college, got on as an English teacher, and from his English background, now you know where Alibaba comes from. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves.
Yes, but it's still a strange name for a Chinese company.
That's true, but it also sticks out. Who knows? And it also is an international flair. You know, I can't pronounce Mandarin, so if you had a company that was in Mandarin, that's not really going to catch the tongue in the international market.
Yeah, you know, they do say that you're more likely to deal with people and companies that you're able to pronounce. So, for example, if you have if you have a name that's difficult to pronounce and you put in a resume at a company, you're less likely to get a call back if they don't know how to pronounce your name.
That's correct. Or if your name is Juan or Jose versus Joe.
Yes.
There's that preconceived notion.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is China is open, and it's the leading grower of billionaires around the world. So where America used to be the land of opportunity,
it's China now.
Contrary to all those sweatshops and slave shops and whatever, the opportunity is there for those who are willing to do it. The point being is that while we have most of our people choosing welfare over creating their own jobs, having the entrepreneurial spirit, the same thing is everywhere in the world. The vast majority of people aren't willing to take the risk, aren't willing to go out and do the work and do it. But it doesn't matter if it's a former communist country or a former capitalist country like us who's become oligarchy and fascist. The opportunity is out there if you do the right things and are willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
But the thing about China is their tax structure is a lot different than the U.S. And there's an interesting thing that I came across this week. You know, the United States is one of only 2 countries that will tax its citizens who reside outside the country.
Oh, yeah, I know. And they just made it cost a lot more to get rid of your citizenship as well.
Oh, exactly. But the second country that does this is one hardly anybody's ever heard of, Eritrea.
I'm sorry. Now, did you? I was going to say something witty there, but I lost it. Can you just repeat the name of that country? I had a joke. I did, but it had to do with like the never-ending story. And don't laugh at me. Stop it. Stop it now.
Yeah, Eritrea. Eritrea is one of only 2 countries in the world, the U.S. being the other, that taxes its non-resident citizens on their global income.
I've never heard of this country.
Now, Eritrea only levies a flat 2% tax. So if you had your money offshore or you worked offshore, that sounds like the music's coming on.
Yeah. Well, hold on to that thought, Ken. We're going to step away for just a moment. The Angel Clark Show will return. More with Ken Schortgen coming up.
So I'm just going, it's a part. Hey, heck yeah.
This is the Angel Clark Show.